Hi, this is Kevin from the North Little Rock Public Library, and this is Community Connections. Thank you so much for watching today because we've got something really exciting coming up here next week we want you to know about. First of all, if you're a junior or a senior in high school, it can be a very exciting time. Same for parents too and grandparents alike. It also can be a time when you run into some bumps in the road, especially when it comes to college financial aid and trying to figure out that process. Well, Colby is here, and Colby is a programming assistant in our teen center. And we've got a great event coming up we want you to know about that's going to hopefully clear some of this stuff up. And let's be blunt about it, Colby. First of all, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
But when you're applying for the financial aid, it's a government program and it could be a lot more user friendly than it is, but it's not. And I've gone through it and you're just about to pull your hair out because trying to navigate all this stuff. It's a task, but let's clarify some of this. We're going to try to make that a little bit better.
Absolutely. And that's the goal of this program. This is a program that we are doing in tandem with the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. We have Miss Talethe Collins from the University of Arkansas Little Rock with their partnership there with Children's International, who is attending and facilitating this program for us so that we can, as you say, address these issues of ensuring that they are ready to navigate that process. It can be cumbersome, it can be overwhelming, and of course it can be quite tedious, as you mentioned with the FAFSA.
It can. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not a fun thing.
The end goal is, but it's certainly a trial by fire situation. And so this program is there to illuminate some of the speed bumps, make them a little bit less scary for people, but to also provide insight into what their options are. As we mentioned in the program, and as we mentioned with them on a daily basis, you have options available to you, whether that is a 4-year college, a 2-year college, whether that's technical school, whether that's joining the Job Corps, you have options available. And whether it's directly from Talethe or whether it's from us here in the Teen Center, that's one of the goals that's stated there.
Well, it's kind of frustrating because you look at this and it was the FAFSA, in my opinion, and I may be wrong, but going through it, it was written by people that thought you would know exactly what they know. It was almost like it was done by engineers. Now you figure it out or something.
Right.
But there's a learning curve to it. There certainly is. But this kind of flattens that curve a little bit more. And I've read quite a bit about Miss Collins, and this is more than just something she does. She's very passionate about this.
Yes. So the FAFSA, the federal application for student aid, or the free application for federal student aid, is, as you're mentioning, it's quite cumbersome. And I keep saying that, but it's a program, or not a program, but an application that can take several days in some instances, unless you are quite familiar with it. But Miss Collins is remarkably passionate about ensuring that the needs and the of the community are met pertaining to this, and that, as you kind of alluded to, that there's equity there, that it's a level playing field. One of the aims of Children International is to empower families and promote healthy, educated, and self-reliant children. And we witnessed that in this program. Obviously, with young people, not always the easiest to have them take it seriously, but as it relates to college, as it relates to financial aid, again, kind of just like bringing it down to their level.
Well, and it's one of those steps too that a parent can fill it out, but really the kids really need to be the one that gets involved with this and do it. But they're going to have to rely on their parents for certain bits of information. So if you're a parent or a grandparent, you are going to have to provide tax records, some other documentation and things like that. But this seminar, this event that we're doing is going to be specifically for teens. And that's where you talked about the independence to help them learn. So what's going to be happening during the event?
So this will be the second event that we've had. For those that weren't aware of the first one or weren't able to attend it, do not fear. You are in good hands and you haven't missed anything that's going to put you at a disadvantage. But this next program is going to continue what we have started as far as just kind of familiarizing them with broader definitions and end goals that are present in the college admissions process,
right.
the financial aid process, trying to familiarize them with the fact that, as we continue to say, the FAFSA is a bit of an arduous process. It can take a little bit of time. It's a little bit of a time investment, but it's necessary. It's required.
And it can be done. It's just, obviously it can, but it's still just one of those things where you're kind of, it's not your favorite to do by any stretch.
And because it's not your favorite to do, more than likely people are going to put it off.
Sure.
And that's something that we're trying to avoid. We want them to understand how the process works. We want to cut down as many of those questions as we can, because again, if they're not familiar with it, if they don't have an understanding of why they need to do it, then they're just going to procrastinate.
Well, blunt talk, when it came down to my oldest son and he was applying, we didn't know anything about FAFSA. We knew, why would we? We knew we needed to apply for scholarships or financial aid, but we didn't know what the process was.
Right.
And so we waited until he was a senior, and then he procrastinated. So it became an issue, and it eventually worked out. But with that in mind, how soon is too soon to start working on this? Could we as parents have done this back when he was a junior or even a sophomore? Could we have started working that process?
So let me, from the jump, state that I'm not a financial aid professional,
right?
But I have filled out the FAFSA for myself multiple times, and I'm getting ready to fill it out for a high school senior as well. So there isn't necessarily a time that's too soon or too early for you to begin thinking about that.
So a sophomore in high school could come to this and start learning about
Absolutely.
it. Okay.
And I would encourage that. But the best time to get started is the moment that the FAFSA is released each year. And so you have to fill it out each year that you're planning to receive any kind of federal aid. And that provides the federal government with the information that verifies that you are the person that you say you are, that you are attending the institution that you say that you are, and that you have the income sources that you say that you have. And it streamlines all of that, but it's redundant and ensures that all of that's accurate. In order for you to get the need that the assistance that you deserve, the assistance that you need, that's what the form is there for.
So what's the meat of the whole thing? When is this going to be happening, and what's going to be going on?
So this program will be this coming Saturday. No, it's not going to be then. It's going to be this coming Thursday.
Okay.
And it will be at 4:30. Miss Collins usually gets there a little bit earlier, just to kind of ensure that she has plenty of ample time to set up. But in that time, she's available to kind of, answer questions that they might have. And then as well, she's also there afterwards as well.
So some individual help if you need it after the event takes place too.
Yes.
And this is free. This doesn't cost anything at all.
No, not at all.
And this is for teens. Is there a limit on the number of teens that can come to this? Do they need to make any kind of reservation or do anything like that?
No, absolutely not. And I'm sure that it would tickle her kink for her to be in a situation where we are just overly swamped with interest.
Yeah, we'd like for that to happen too. Where do I need to get more information about it if I'm a parent, grandparent, or if I'm a student and I want to find out more about this?
So if you are looking into this specific program, go to our website or our Facebook, and so that you can access all of that information. If you are a parent or a guardian that is interested in getting more information about either UA Little Rock or Children's International, I would suggest that they visit the University of Arkansas Little Rock page. There they can find more information about all of this. Additionally, if you have exceptional concerns, or if this is something that is creating a lot of anxiety for either a student or a parent, they are heavily encouraged to reach out to financial aid offices at the institution of their choices, whether it's a 2-year school, 4-year school, technical college, whatever.
Great. Colby, thank you so much for being in.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Hey, this is going to be a great event, and I can't express the urgency for this for teens and parents and grandparents to encourage their teens to be at this event. Check out our website, nlrlibrary.org. You'll find all the information there. Thank you so much for watching Community Connections.